had to chill.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Living Paranormally podcast with Lyse Lou and Christiane.
Wait, isn't it Chrissy May?
Oh, yes, you dubbed me Chrissy May. So again, Living Paranormally, this is two best friends that have these normal everyday conversations. Sometimes we get super woo-woo with spirit, but we take spirit along because we're both spiritually awakened and we're able to navigate life's ups and downs with spirit and living in that joy. It just helps us to flow so much better in life.
It does. It really does. Oh,
Okay.
so what should we talk about today?
What shall we talk about? So I wanted to talk about Jan. Thank you for the question, for messaging me the question. She had asked, what is the difference of being spiritually aware to spiritually awakened? And then how do you go to being aware to awakened? So
Great.
spiritually aware is my husband, Ray. Ray is spiritually open and has an awareness. He's open to it. He's open to, my readings. He'll ask me, can you look into this? What do you feel about this? Or I can hear him maybe mumbling when we're in the truck because he'll say, guys, can you please, you know, give a good opening for me to be able to pull out into traffic type of thing. And then I can hear him say thank you. So spiritually aware, right? Spiritually awakened is the light bulb moment. So 2016, I had a light bulb moment after I said there's got to be something more than someone else pulling the strings. And that's when it happened. It happens in divine timing. You can't force it. Some can. I mean, they'll go to different retreats and it can, pop up, but really it does happen in divine timing. So how do you can't force it. You're divinely led to where you need to go. I know people who have done ayahuasca ceremonies and they're still spiritually aware and not awakened because they are chasing the experiences, and that's having experiences. It's not actually having the light bulb moment of there's something more, because when you have that realization of, okay, there's something more, then you start seeking and asking questions, and you start opening up more and starting to receive that guidance. It's that symbiotic relationship with your guides, because it is this beautiful melding of frequencies and energies together. So again, I hope that makes sense. Jan, thank you for asking the question. So being aware, you're still very human and in your ego, but you have an awareness of, but really, and then those that are spiritually awakened, right, Lise, there's different levels, there's different frequencies. So
Right.
I'm always living in this way. Yes, I can be very human minded, like we were just getting really pissed off at technology just now. So I'm hoping this is recording and we're side by freaking side. Oh my gosh, if we're not, then whatever, I give up.
Technology is great when it freaking works. And when it doesn't, as I said to somebody the other day, I said, that's when my computer goes flying through the window. Like, oh, forget it. Or get on the phone and I call my son. I'm like, IT manager, quick.
Well, that
Yeah.
brings me to the whole conversation we had too about I should know better. I'm spiritually awakened and I'm so connected. I should know better than to get mad or
Mhm.
to lose my temper or to get frustrated or whatever else. And the point is, it's all work. It's all about the experience. And I notice because the guides will actually come in and say, so we have seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing, taste, and smell. Honestly, I'm sharing it with you how it's coming through so you can start understanding and recognizing the signals. But for me, we're these total mood rings of frequency, and I just allow it to come in how it's going to come in. I'm not focused anymore, which is such a freaking relief. I want to see, I want to this, and you're forcing, just allow it. Then you're in the flow. But when I get frustrated about something, maybe I start taking better breaths. Maybe something happens and I start giggling and laughing, and the guides will say, what did you just do? And I'll realize, oh, I didn't get overwhelmed or overcome by it, or it's a whole process, right? There's different things that
Yes.
happen. We have to ground, we have to just be human. or I'm taking breaths and I'm navigating and I'm able to course correct that much faster. What do you think?
Exactly, exactly. You see those t-shirts, and I'm a freak for just fun sayings, and a lot of it's on t-shirts, on buttons, but it reminds me. So it's like I'm all full of light, love, and whatever, but don't F with my chi or something, you know? So even though you are awakened, and for me, I want to just say, because you said something that totally resonated right before my full aha moment of awakening, and you talked about, what was the word you used? Help me remember, please. Um, it was there's something more,
Hmm.
right? There's got to be something else. There's got to be something more. And you weren't, somehow you were saying fighting or struggling. So I know the programming, right? How I was raised was, you got to work your hardest. You have to try really hard. Well, if you didn't get an A, you must not be trying hard enough.
Right.
All of those things. And around my aha moment was the fact that, wait a minute, I'm not flowing. I'm fighting, and I'm tense, and I am fighting with myself.
Hmm.
I wasn't allowing spirit to fully come in. I wasn't listening to my intuition, to my gut. Ooh, I got chills. I wasn't flowing. I did not surrender to
Yeah.
the fact that there's so much more than what meets the eye, so much more than what we were taught and those rules. Um, and I'm just getting so many tingles right now in my crown. I mean, it just was my aha moment of, I'm not going to fight anymore. I don't have
Right.
to fight.
It's
And oh,
exhausting to fight.
oh my gosh, it's exhausting. So thank you for bringing that up. It made sense to me. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes, it's that whole so I know we talked about this too. The guys always give me words, and I was in the word trust for like a good hot minute of years of you got to trust, patience and trust. Oh my gosh, if I heard that one more time, I'm like, "Ugh." So it's like when you say, "Are we almost there yet, mom?" or something like that, and the guides answer, "Trust and be patient." I don't wanna anymore. So then it led to surrender.
Mhm, mhm.
And then I went from a short period of time in surrender, and now it's embodiment. So don't fight those freaking emotions. If you get upset, it's okay. Like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm upset.
yes,
What is my body? What are these emotions trying to tell me? Because emotions are energy in motion. They want to flow through you. That's
yeah.
that's where the ego gets all caught up in that muggle mindset. Is we replay it. I am the queen of muggle replaying. Oh my gosh, the scenario over and over and over again. And then you talk about different ways that you should have, you could have, you would have, you whatever. And I drive myself crazy. And then I drive
Yeah.
my husband crazy. And then it just has a whole effect on your emotions,
Oh my gosh.
you
Yes.
know?
That's a huge one, I think, is
Yeah.
being okay with experiencing those emotions. And
Yeah.
you're right. You can't get over it until you go through it. And that's a big one, right? It's
Yeah.
so hard because a lot of us tend to feel weak,
Hmm.
incompetent. Oh, I must not be whatever a good person because I'm feeling this feeling, whatever it is.
Hmm.
But no, we're made to experience that and learn from it. And once you can and allow it, there's so much more insight, right?
Yes. Just don't
So much
fight
more
anymore
insight.
because I was so tired of beating myself up. I was so tired of beating Kristen up. It's exhausting in the head, right? It's
Yeah.
exhausting in the
Yeah.
body, mind, body, spirit, right? So it's just exhausting. Okay, I'm frustrated. I don't want to be frustrated. And then something happens. You had said something talking to myself, and every you said it yesterday or a couple days ago too. You know the song Dancing with Myself,
Oh, yeah.
Dancing with Myself. So for some reason it's talking to myself. So anything I can do or sing, even if it's Taylor Swift Shake It Off or my own whatever the crap I'm singing at the time,
Yeah,
because I make up songs for the dogs to feed them their cookie, to feed them lunch. I mean, everyone has a song. Um,
right.
as my family. But it just it lightens the mood more. So when you come from that silly, whimsical aspect like a child, you're able to shake it off a lot faster. That's what I've noticed because I am a giant goofball. Serious does not suit me well. We were about to start the podcast, and I'm like, okay, you ready? And then I get the giggles, and of course I'm gonna get the giggles.
Well, and it also helps that sense of humor or just knowing that for some reason there's more about whatever is going on, right? I was just saying before we started recording, I trip, I run my feet and my toes into things. And I believe at this point it must be when I was much younger, I wanted a certain pair of boots and my feet were too small. So my birth mother told me they don't make them that small. Your feet have to get bigger. So I would ask constantly for my feet to get bigger. Well, for my very short stature, I have pretty big feet. Most people my size don't
So
have.
you manifested larger feet.
I believe I manifested at least a little bit. I mean, I
You
have a
think you would be
7
more
and a half. I
sturdy.
don't have a 10, but I keep bumping my front toes. I've even lost nails on my front toes because I bump it so much. And I'm coming over to our podcast and I'm just going up my stairs and I hit the front of my toe where a half my toenail is still gone. I just crack up because it's like, what is it with my toes? I don't consider, am I klutzy? Do you think I'm klutzy? Like when
Yes.
we've been together, I am.
Yes. You're klutzy, I'm klutzy. It's not just my feet. I hit everything.
Oh,
I need to be in a bubble. We need to be in bubbles.
okay, that's true. That some people have said that. Yes, you need to be in a little
You know, when
bubble.
you're walking through a doorway and I will
And you
walk
hit the
through it
corner.
like this
Yeah.
and I go like this because I'm I'm sure Ray just as long as Ray doesn't see me so I don't have to hear it 9 million times. But then I wind up cracking up and telling him anyway and shoot myself in the foot because then he goes, did you miss the doorway again? Or
Right. No, I that's where you go. Oh, I just wanted to make sure that wall was solid. You're good.
you're good. You're
Yeah,
good.
it's
Yeah.
solid.
Well, well, that's why my nails are like all over the place. I garden, so forget about having long fingernails. I'm picking at my pinky nail because as soon as you get like the nail really nice and then you get a catch like right at the end and it's like
Oh, yeah.
no. And then I start playing with it and then before I know it, it's halfway off anyway. And my nail tech goes, "Do you want me to do your fingernails too?" No, there's no hope. Just no. Just stick with the feet. I got enough problems there.
Oh my gosh. Gosh.
Oh, okay. So
All right.
next
So,
topic. Talking about pets. So, something that I have not shared openly, for a year now, Penny has had a condition. Penny is my oldest dog. She's 13. She'll be 14 December 5th. So, she has something called laryngeal paralysis or LARPAR, and actually now it's geriatric LARPAR. So, it affects mostly lab males but it can be all lab. So it's like, why? Why my female lab? And she's a mutt. All of my animals are rescue, so they're all mutts. But it affects the nervous system, and the geriatric affects her back legs. But you have those flaps in their throat, and
mhm.
one of them is really kind of hanging down, and it blocks their airway. So the other one, we had rushed her in June this past year, 2025, and um, she was shaking. I'm like, something's really wrong. We need to take her in now. We couldn't get her to walk. Her hind legs wouldn't walk, and you could just see her little face. Her tongue wasn't purple though, because I remember because that's when they're
Okay.
not getting enough oxygen. So we took her to emergency, and we thought this was it. And we said, what do we do? They gave us medications. Then we went to our vet and we have a routine of, so she's on medications. She's on 3 medications. I actually have a pill caddy for the baby. um,
Geriatric pill caddy.
yep, her geriatric pill caddy. And we just had to recently change up her meds, how she takes them. And we have an emergency med. And I even got, you can get this pet oxygen kit for the size of your pet, just in case, just for emergency purposes. If she needs it that much, we take her and Ray can hold it on her in the car. Um, because I have to drive when we go. I can't sit in the back seat. I get sick. So he has to hold it on her and we go. We haven't used that yet, but we used the emergency pill yesterday. So it's scary. And when I was talking to Dr. V at the vet, she had said you could have 2 weeks, you could have 2 months, or you could have 2 years. It just depends. So I don't even know. I don't even want to think about it. I feel like I have time. Those caretakers that are out there, I see you. And whether it's for, it doesn't matter who it's for, you're a caretaker. So we caretake for our animals, of course, right? Our children, our family, all everyone. But it's different when they have a condition or a sickness. Honestly, like me with my heart episodes, and they've worsened. I've noticed some cognitive things. And those that watched the last podcast, I have vision issues that will spontaneously occur and be weird. Um, but it is a lot on a person. So it's bringing in constant silliness and joy, remembering to laugh, because the biggest thing is when we brought Penny in June, and I thought this was it, because she started with a hoarse bark and we thought it was age. That was the first sign. It could be age, but check. If you have a dog that has a hoarse bark, please have them check for laryngeal paralysis. It may not just be age, because there are medications and things you can do. But when we brought her in, I got myself ready. Then I was with Penny. Ray got himself ready. And when he was doing that, I said, okay, Chick. We call her Chick. Um, she's got 9 million names. But I said, okay, Chick, you got to let me know when it's time. I will do everything in my power for you, but you let me know and I will honor that. And I was calm as anything. Okay, let's go. We got her into the car. As soon as we got her and they grabbed her, took her right in, automatically started what was she on, so they know what they could give her, gave her oxygen. She was already calmed down within 15 minutes. But as soon as we got her there and they had her and I got through everything I was saying, I lost it and just started crying. So I was able to be more grounded and calm in the moments that I needed to be, so I could drive. So I could just be calm. Okay, how we doing? All right, Chick, we're almost there. We're almost there. And then Ray and I just lost it from there. And it was being mindful and I was taking pictures and um it was weird because I always say we're two beings at once, right? So we are spirit, our higher self, at the same time of having this ego, which the ego is the veil, in my opinion. The ego is the veil. It's the program that tells us how we're supposed to be, act, what's right, wrong, what you should and shouldn't do, all that kind of stuff. And it was such an amazing moment that I had such awareness of, I know I'm going to be okay when it's your time. I'm not going to like it, but I'll be okay. But I honor your time because I know what that's like. And it was so amazing. And we took her home, and let me tell you, the next day she was fine. And I'm like, oh my God, and you're fine. But we've had this roller coaster ride of some days her back legs are more weak. Other days she's ran from the laundry room outside like the Kool-Aid man, running out there, both legs. Oh my gosh, girl, because we have to limit exercise and activity. So no more playing monkey in the middle with the ball with her, which was her favorite thing to do. We can't keep her outside very long because it is hot. So I take her outside, let her do some sniffs, lay down for a little bit, but no more than 10 minutes, especially depending on the time of day.
Mhm.
And so I have like this specific ramp, which is amazing. Got it on Amazon, and it's like a soft like step ramp. It's the best thing ever because my animals are afraid of stairs. We don't have stairs or anything. So I help her back legs get up on the bed. We have a whole routine for her and we're navigating it. So some days are really calm and other days it's a little bit more rough. So, but honestly, Spirit's really been helping me with that. And I do trust. I trust. I know we all have a time when we're meant to transition. Just not yet. Not yet. Not for Christmas. Let's let her be here. But
Yeah.
some days it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how you can go on. And then other days it's like, girl, you got a lot of strength in you. So, but
So
thank goodness for you, for the vet, for Spirit, for all of it together, just working through it and navigating it. But I have to feel it, right? I have to cry. I have to, but okay, let's not be in it too much. Let's bring in some joy and silliness because she will want to play too. Like when I was on the walking pad yesterday and she whines a lot now because she wants constant attention. And she came over and I'm on the walking pad and I'm not graceful. So if
we've
I'm
already
like looking
established.
behind me, I'm like, ah! And I did that yesterday because I turned around and grabbed my phone and I fell off. I didn't tell you about that. And Ray wasn't in
No,
the
you
room because he would have
didn't.
killed me and said, no more walking pad. But she came over and Penny was smacking me in the leg with her toy. And I was able to, I'm like, oh, so I was holding onto the island and playing with the toy. And then I threw it and she, you know, jumped after it
Galloped
and went and
over.
sat down. And, but it's amazing how spirit really does help you navigate emotion wise to really ground in the body. We have to feel, we can't escape it. I can't escape what's happening. I can't escape the inevitable,
Mhm.
but what I can be is very present in the moment.
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely. And that's how spirit, as you've said that a few times, so I wanted you to very clearly share with the audience how spirit has helped you through this. And sounds like one of the pieces you just said was being present in the moment, feeling grounded, accepting the emotions,
Yes.
and working through them. Anything else that I missed just to read?
So it's funny because I was on what was it? It was a couple of weeks ago when this episode, last episode happened with Penny. And I called up and she was wheezing. She was wheezing and gasping for air, not in a panicky way, um, just in a, she was just wheezing. Whenever she would get up and walk, and then she'd lay down and be okay and get up and walk and wheeze, and it's like, that's not okay. So I called the vet. She said, bring her in, all of that. But before that happened, and I was getting myself ready, all of a sudden, because I said, all right, guys, you got anything for me, let me know. And they'll usually just swoop right in no matter what. But what they did say was fortify. And I had to look up what fortify meant. But what they meant is be grounded and have strength. Being emotionally strong as you're navigating. Just be grounded in it. Look at it for what it is. Because Kristen would always want to run from it and be like, okay, she's not going to make it, but I don't want to think about that. I don't want to, let's just go through the motions and do what we have to do with my eyes closed. So I didn't have to really see what was going on. And I was missing so much in that moment.
Yes, that's perfect. So reminding
So
people
being,
to ask, because like you said, they
yeah,
swoop in, some of the time, but sometimes it's just so helpful just to call on your guides because your team's always there. We have
yeah,
to learn to ask for that. And then also, like you said, rather than avoid and look away, your eyes are wide open, right? You are awake in that moment, so to
yeah.
speak.
Hmm.
Right? And be grounded and experience it. And when you're in that mode, while you still feel terribly from your heart space, it's not it's not as tragic. in a sense. Is
Right.
that right? You know, because you're
You
there.
just feel more calm. You feel more connected, and I
Yes,
know. I
yes.
mean, I've seen my dog that passed, Princey, who is a standard poodle, from when I was little.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because I don't have memory of him, and I saw him next to my bed, I've had an NDE. I've experienced spirit, and I remember what it's like being spirit. I know this is real. It
Right.
just sucks because we want them here physically. It's a different type of relationship. It's a different type of relationship. And it's like, no, but I want you here. I want to squish you when I take the dogs, because Penny she's my attitude girl. Because I'll say, Penny, and she'll go, and I'm like, don't you side eye me. Because I say, come on, let's go outside. And she just looks at you from your side eye. But Lola and Olive will go outside. And I'm like, all right, if you want to come outside, you got to let me know. And when I'm outside, all I hear is woof, woof. Because she's standing at the sliding glass door and she's looking at me like, now I want out. And it's the cutest thing. So I will forever have that etched in my brain.
Right. I mean, well, because it's got to be on her terms,
Oh, it's her terms
right?
all the
All
time.
the time.
Because if
You
you tell her, okay,
were
Penny, come, she's gonna sit there for a moment, and she's like, I'll come when I'm damn ready. And that's chick.
yeah,
Lola and Olive are like, woohoo!
yeah. And you were telling me yesterday, which was so sweet because she is the queen. And you know, if she's not feeling so great, she gets to be the old grouchy queen. And you were telling me how she's just like, Olive comes over to play and she's just like, "Urgh." Like, get
Yeah,
away
she
from
does
me
like a
because you're
snippy thing.
bothering me.
Yeah. I know, and she
You know,
doesn't want it. And Olive looks at me like, Mommy, why? Why does she not love me? Everybody loves me.
and she loves them. She's just like, yeah, they're all have their own unique personalities, right?
Yeah,
And it's so great. And when you know it and you have it and you see it, oh, yeah, it's so great. It's so great.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it truly, when you're starting this journey, I had to learn to ask questions. You're learning to connect. You're starting to open the door, and the door is now open. So they swoop in. So even when Ray had gotten sick and I'm sitting in the emergency room, now this was years ago, but even before my NDE. So over 2 years, probably about 3 years ago, and
Mhm.
he got really sick and I was sitting in the emergency room and I'm like, what is wrong? He was leaning on me. He is a big guy. He's a big guy. I'm a little person. And he was leaning on me to help him get in. And then they immediately grabbed him, started triaging him, got him in the bed, got IVs in there. And I'm sitting there, my brain is going a mile a minute. And the guides swooped in all of a sudden. I could feel them. And then I knew and heard in my head. And it sounded like my own voice, but I was thinking about things differently. So that's how you know. It's not me actively thinking about that. They swooped in and said, he will be 80% better by the time you walk out tonight. And I knew it was them. And I'm like, all right. Well, it doesn't seem that way, but I would really love that. And they're like, by tomorrow, you're going to be like, what's even really? You scared me like this and you're fine. I kid you not, he just needed fluids. They needed to change up meds. He had a sinus infection. And my
Wow.
mother-in-law's going, did he have a stroke? Did he have, and I mean, like, I was freaking out.
I remember
And they
that.
came right
I
in,
remember that.
and I felt so calm. So when they took him to have x-rays and stuff to make sure his lungs were good, that's when he just walked right in and he was smiling. And I'm like, thank you, guides. So they'll come in and they'll tell you things. It'll be okay. Or fortify. And fortify, to have strength with Penny wasn't a dun dun dun, like a doom thing for them
Right.
saying. They're just saying, no, you have time with her. Just be grounded. It is going to be, and that's so true. It's an emotional roller coaster. So I do have to fortify. And I just remember them saying that.
Yeah. I love how you get so many words from your guides. And one thing I'll put out there for people is I don't get as many words as I get music. Oh, great. Can you hear the person across the street now using a blower?
No, I can't.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm like, oh my God. But music. And you know, sometimes you get stuck with, oh, but you can hear Kobe
I
playing.
hear Gobi.
He's gonna bark at the guy with the blower.
Oh, of course.
Of course. But I woke up the other morning and I was telling you about what the song I woke up with. And I know at different times there are different songs. And these are songs that I haven't heard or I've never heard before. I've heard once in years. So I ended up waking up to oh, 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 it's magic. That song, and always
Yes.
a never believe it's not so.
Mhm.
And I'm like, and it just kept repeating in my head, and I'm like, okay, was I doubting? All right, is this a reminder? But I've woken up to other songs, don't know where the heck it comes from, but those are coming in from my team. And then it's like,
Mhm.
well, look up the lyrics, and you look up the lyrics or whatever, and you're like, oh my God. So when things like that
Yes.
happen, like you said, when you were sitting with Ray, your muggle brain, as you call it, was going everywhere else, and then something flies in, and you're like, oh, that's where it's coming from. Whew. I love when I
That's where
say
it's
stuff
coming
and then I
from.
get the tingles.
Yes, you get the truth chills. One of my clients, her girlfriend calls them the goddess bumps. She gets goddess bumps when, so it's when you get the chills, and the chills aren't coming from you're cold, the window's open,
Oh,
that kind of thing.
okay.
It's coming from within, and you just know it. Sometimes it feels electrified as well, but it's amazing. My husband gets songs every morning. I get songs, of course, as well, because you and I talk about this all the time.
Mhm.
And it's just funny because the song is trying to say something, or there's a meaning behind it, or sometimes they tell me the song because I link a song with a memory. You know, when you watch a TV show and
Yeah.
it happens to
Yes.
be at a certain period of your life, like that
Yep.
kind of thing too.
Yep. Yep. So many cool things. Just amazing if and when you are ready to tune into it and to be open to hearing it, right? Because
Yeah.
there's so much in our day-to-day lives of living as klutzes paranormally. I throw that out there because I totally wasn't expecting you to say, yes, you are a klutz.
Yes. If it walks like a duck.
You're like a klutz. I mean, a klutz to me is like what I see on TV constantly, and I don't do it constantly, but yeah, if you sit down and realize that I'm like, if I can count on anybody on this planet besides my children, it would be you, Kristen, to tell me real 100,000%. Okay, I'm a klutz. So
Well, but let me intervene and just say it takes a klutz to recognize one of their own. So I'm not just pointing the finger at you,
it's
because I'll be
all
like,
good.
that's a klutz, and then walk into the wall,
It,
Like,
it's so good. And like you just said too, I think at this point, when you become awakened, when you're living paranormally, when you're living in the joy, the humor, the fun, I am now typically the first one to call myself out, right? Because I
yeah.
can laugh. Before it was like, oh crap, shoot, did I? Oh no, 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 it wasn't me. Oh,
Yes.
man, right? Shame and embarrassment and all of those things that are like making me smaller and smaller and smaller. And now I'm like, yeah, this is me. I
Yeah.
skip my toe all the time. I walk in the walls, but that's for your benefit to make sure that the house is sturdy. This is reason,
Missed your lip when you were drinking.
right? That's right. I
You
did.
should have never told me that, but I do it all the time.
Well,
I
yeah,
was
because
actually drinking
you
out of my
told me.
straw. And you know how I said I just picked something up and I threw it? Like
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
mean to
like,
throw it. My hand just did it. And I'm looking at Ray and I'm like, I just threw my phone on the floor, like, woo! And I'm like, but I don't understand. But I was drinking out of my straw and I pulled the straw away and my body's like, wait, you're not done. But my hand still moves it. So I like dribbled or spit it out. And I'm like,
that's the only reason you told me first that I'm like, oh, you have a drinking problem. And then
yeah.
yesterday, yeah, we were talking and I took a sip and I was still sipping, but my cup went that way and the sip just went.
But
That's the
see,
other
we would
fun.
have used to, old Lyse
Yep.
would have just been embarrassed and have shame. And I know I would do the same thing if I'm eating, and especially, well, okay, let's talk about Mexican food. You know my love for Mexican food. Tacos every day, all day, please, and thank you. And they are messy as anything, and I like as many veggies as you can fit on them. So when I pick it up, that sucker's gonna squirt all over the place. There's sour cream on there, and it's a mess. And I'm a mess. Even pork chops. So we're sitting there at the table and I'm eating, and it is all in my hands, maybe some on my face. And Ray and Emily are like, "What is wrong with you?" Because they barely have anything. They're like, two fingers are messy. And they show, and I have all of the napkins.
I go through a lot of napkins too. Yeah, it's just one of those things. But again, to lessen the focus on the clumsiness and the messiness, but more mindful of it's life. It's okay. This is who we
Yep.
are. This is it's acceptable. It's not like we're eating like savages. We're just enjoying our food and we use napkins a lot and those things. But yeah, in the past, I would not have like totally admitted to it or laughed about it. And now I can just laugh about it. And
Because we're more comfortable with ourselves. I
yes,
don't care if you want to
yeah,
watch me drool on
yeah.
myself and have, Mexican food falling down my face and whatever, then I mean, at least pay me for the, for
The
the view,
entertainment.
but for the entertainment, right? But I don't care anymore. And that's liberating because old Kristen cared about everything, how I was, what people thought of me. And you know what? We don't have control over that.
No, we don't.
We don't have control about what anyone else thinks. So we can't worry about that. We just, it's who is in your circle. That's what's important. That's how you know that who's meant for you. Because, for example, because I know you and I talk about this all the time. If I say something and did I offend you? Did I upset you? No, I would tell you if you did. And we never jump to the conclusion of I can't believe she said that, because that I know that that's not Lyse, or Lyse knows that that's not me. So we don't jump to those conclusions all
Right.
the time. We don't assume any of that stuff, and it's just so nice and it's so liberating and it's so nice to not have to worry about that in my circle anymore.
And I think that's true. One last thing here, because we've gone all over the place. I know in your circle, you have people that you resonate with that are at your same vibration, right? But
Mhm.
also, whatever vibrational level or frequency you're on, as you, what's the word? As you become more and more comfortable with yourself, listening to your guides, being grounded and in the moment, if somebody else looks at you, which, like you said, you can't control, and they go, oh my gosh, did your mother never teach you how to eat? Or did you not, have you always walked into walls or made some comment? I will turn around and go, yeah, I have.
Were
And
you
then
raised in a
go
barn? Yes,
on.
I was.
Yeah. It's like whatever it is, it just kind of slides right off because I know in my heart who I am and I love me. And I know who you are and the other people in my circle, and I love you for you. So there's a totally different perspective. And when you're around somebody who's not in
Mhm.
in your soul family, you can notice that so much better, right?
That's third eye.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You can just go, and you don't have to get upset about it. You can just sit back in your own head and go, wow, okay. I get it.
Yep.
I'm not going to bother talking anymore because they're not going to get it or hear
Right.
me, but that's okay. You're good. I'm going to go this way now, right?
Yes, exactly. But it's very third eye. A lot of people, including me, when I started this journey, it's all about the seeing, right? Most people want to see third eye. I need to open my third eye. There's so much on YouTube to open your third eye. many people's third eyes are open. It's just not, you're not seeing the way you want to see. Your gifts aren't happening the way you want them to unfold and the way that other people's are unfolding. Because they'll say, oh, I want what you have. But no, enjoy with what you have. And
Yeah.
then more is going to open and flow. So when someone is, say, talking down to me or talking about how can you miss your mouth that much, whatever. It's 11:11 right now. Let's
Oh,
just give that a moment. But if anyone were to do that, I actually, what I feel in that moment is I can see within them what their soul is trying to navigate.
yep,
You are so uncomfortable with yourself that
yep,
you have to, project on someone else,
yep, yep,
or that kind of thing. You can just, and now my third eye is going nuts. But you can just see things differently. So if you're seeing things differently, if you're noticing more things or details, I was never a detail person. I felt very flighty. I was not very in the moment and would really notice. But now I just notice all of these details, the textures, the colors, the butterfly that's way over there that's like on this one particular leaf, that kind of thing. It's when you see things differently, you're
yes,
seeing truths, you're seeing the frequency because you can feel it. So it's like seeing and feeling at the same time, or seeing, knowing, and feeling at the same time. And that's what's
right.
really cool. So if you're thinking, that I really want my third eye open and it's not open, and Kristen, why can't I open it? I guarantee you it is most likely open. And it's just, what are you noticing? Are you seeing different? Are you seeing truth? Someone says something, but that they mean, their energy is telling you something different.
Yep, yep, just when people lie to you. So I think this is a good place to wrap it up because we're going to talk more about it. And as you can see and hear already, there's different things for different people. Everyone's unique, right?
Yeah.
Just like looking around on the planet, everybody's different, everybody's unique. But the third eye, when you say I can see things, it's not necessarily physically like, I see this pen, but it's
Hmm.
that perspective, it's that knowing. So as we move forward, this is more of what we hope to do is share those different experiences, what it means to each of us, what it could mean to you. So please make sure you continue to send in feedback. Tell us if you like it, ask questions. Are you curious about some other topic? And we'll be happy to share our experiences with you. Right, Kristen?
Yes, yeah, these are our everyday conversations that Lisa and I have throughout the day, every day. From, oh my God, I just got this from spirit, to, oh my God, I just fell and tripped over this again. And now my foot hurts and I'm saying all different kinds of curse words and making up curse words. So those are our days, those are our moments. So we're sharing all of our moments in hopes that it helps you, it gives you a laugh, and maybe you're thinking, damn, you're a klutz. Klutzes unite. So thank you for being with us on this journey on our Living Paranormally chat. And yes, please like, subscribe, and ask questions, whatever questions you might have. I'm sure that we have navigated that.
Sounds good. We'll see you next time. Thank you
Bye.
for
See you
joining
next
us.
time.